Hello, everybody. It's June, and I thought I would give you an update on the garden. Here are the pots that I did. This is one that I found creeping Jenny, and I just tossed it in here to grow it up a little bit, and then I can transplant it into some of the pots. And they are coming along really nicely. The snow in summer has stopped blooming, and I will cut that back because it's a creeper. But it's pretty. Let's see here. Here's a new one. I'm going to make a bed along here, at least half away, because I get a lot of water off of the top of the porch. But that's the endless hydrangea that just died back. It's starting to come up, but not doing what the other ones are. This is a knockout rose, I think. I need a deadhead. So we'll come over here. This is the wisteria I transplanted. It wasn't doing very well where it was. I stuck it in this pot. Thought maybe I can control a little bit better. The clematis, which is a later blooming one, is coming up. Walk through the garden here. This is the Oh So Easy rose that died back last year. You can see the dieback here that I trimmed off, but it's coming up. It's a beautiful rose. Peonies. This is an Oh So Easy. No, this is an At Last rose. That rose there is one that I got from the grocery store many years ago. It's one of those miniatures. And this is Marc Chagall, who has a few blooms coming up. Here's a bud here you can see. Another At Last. There. These are all the hydrangeas I planted last year. Try to go slowly so you don't see them all. This is Crown Princess Marguerite. They're pretty. Walk behind here. Sorry, the airplanes decided to come in, or I was silly enough to think I could record. Stand by. And this beauty, I'm looking to see if there's another airplane, is Zephyrine Dorn. I gotta learn how to pronounce that one of these days. Look at this. Yeah, I can deadhead it here. Few as they go. But it's just fabulous. I got some sawfly or something that I sprayed yesterday for. Look at that. Look at that. Ooh. Here's another angle of Zeph. Focus. That is a fabulous plant. This is Princess Alexandria of Kent coming up. And this is Lady of Shalott. Gosh, these silly bugs. And I can't remember the name of these things, but they're cool. Look at that At Last. Go back around here. This is the one that I transplanted that is probably Dr. Huey coming up. This, I think, is the plant that I bought with the thicker leaves. I got black spot. And it's just not doing very well, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that one. Let me walk around here. Not step on anything. This is Sweet Mademoiselle. And again, I'm getting sawfly. See if I can get one of those little nasties. But I've sprayed it, so we'll see what happens. This is a Chicago Peace Rose. that I just planted. Look at that. It's a beautiful bloom. And the phlox is coming up, getting ready to bloom. Here, you can see here. This is a pot that I did with celosia. It's called Dragon's Breath Celosia. And the tulips are fading out now. And this is Garden Sun. That was another transplant. Work my way around here. Through my... It's just blooming its little heart out. And then we'll get over to, let me go this way. I planted some phlox in here. Woodland phlox. So I want to see how that's going to go. And this is, I don't remember the name of it, but it's some sort of woodland garden type thing, because this is mostly shade in the summer. And that is a bleeding heart there, and a stilbe. And these, I think a Rebecca. Can't remember. It's got to bloom for me to see what it is. The daylilies. And the astilbe is coming up now, starting to bloom. Here, I got a couple of begonias down there. And these are Piggly Wiggly hostas because they want real shade, so I stuck them in there. And the foam flowers with some begonias. Back there's a peony that I planted at least 20 years ago that did nothing. And it's coming back this year. And some ferns. And that's culinary sage. Dianthus. That's the dogwood. And then the heuchera, all different colors. And then there's this guy. This is, and I can't pronounce it, Shina something, Japanese maple. I just planted this guy. See how he grows up. I'm not going to let him get too tall. But it's got tiny, tiny little leaves. That's my finger. It's really kind of neat. Another plane, so I pick the times, don't I? Here's the rhododendron. I'm happy to see some new growth on it. I planted that this spring. And that is a new dawn rose right there. And this is an autumn, I'll get the actual name for you. Sweet autumn clematis. And it's grabbing my headphones here. This is James Galway behind the newly planted. It's coming up. And I have some heucheras here that I divided and stuck now. And that's another clematis that's acting bizarre. I'm not finding a vine on it. Let's go around the hair. This is Dianthus that's been planted for a couple of years. It's starting to really expand itself. It's real pretty, bright. This is a dahlia I planted. This is cherry parfait. And another dahlia and some glads I put in and some irises. And this is Eustacia Vi, planted this year from David Austin. Ooh, there's a big old bee. I don't know if you can see him. Right there. And some miniature roses. Let's go a little slower. Now back here is one I transplanted from my mom's house. Look at the roses on that. I don't know the name of it. And again, here's this little handle that's just taking its sweet time along with some glads and other strange things I planted. Here's another one that I don't know the name of. It's just budding up now. can see there. So it'll be kind of fun to see what that turns out to be. This is an at last rose. Older. And in a happier spot, I think. Look at that. It just glows, and the scent is fabulous. I mean, look, oh my God. I just picked the time to come out when the airplanes are coming into Metro. Another miniature rose and some diamond frostiphobia. And the salvia here is kind of kicking back. I don't know much about salvia, so I don't know if it's going to come back. We'll hope. But I just can't get over this at last rose. This is a peace rose, a bare root. I just planted about 2 weeks ago. Starting to show. I can just smell that atlas. It's great. Here's another one that I transplanted from the back, and it's just getting, but it has a lot of new growth on it, which is great. So I'll keep an eye on it and spray it. This is a royal welcome. That was bare root. Planted the same time as the peace, maybe a week ago. Starting to come up. And this is an epita. Here. Can't remember the name of it. And this one, I can't remember the name of it either, but it's really kind of cool. It's got neat foliage. And I saved the tag somewhere. And the 2 azaleas that I planted. So it's coming. Get an idea of this guy here. I planted some things and some little booger went in here and dug out a lot of my bulbs. Look at that. It's actually that color. Just a fabulous plant. So yes, I have some deadheading to do. But it's coming along. And I'm leaving some space here because I have a couple roses coming next year that will go in this bed. Let me try not to trip. There's a step down here. So there'll be 3 roses, probably 2 in here, along with some other plants maybe next year. That spot I'll figure something out for here, but this will be 2 roses in here. And let's get around here. Once I trim back the snow in summer, there is the Chicago peace, but I think I'm going to move this guy and stick Vanessa Bell in here to get some more color back in this area. So yeah, it's coming. I've started trying to learn how to put in irrigation. You can see the black tubing here. So I don't have to hand water everything. And I've been out to some stone places looking at the cost of flagstone to maybe put that in by myself. Because I think that would be a lot easier to deal with. So, there's my arch. Hopefully this rose will go up it. The new dawn. And a good old handle here may end up being moved. It's supposed to be a climber. Got that from Heirloom. So, that's my garden. So far, early June 2022. Thanks for stopping by my channel. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.